Okay, so I'm back with the second part of my presentation about the Rubik's Cube Lending Library. So the Student Design Challenge, we did it for a couple of weeks with the kids. And not only were they challenged with designing their own design, but like I said, there are so many possibilities for integrating math into this project that after the kids got done with designing their image, and every student had to do this individually, this was not a group project. They had to find the area of their design. And when I say area, we weren't doing the small little cubes, we were doing the big cubes. Like if we were to lay out Rubik's cubes, one cube was one square. They had to find the perimeter. We challenged them with a word problem. If Rubik's cubes cost this much money per unit, how much money would you need in order to complete your design? And they also had to figure out how many cubes they needed in total for their design. So, and these are just really, really simple ones. There, you can go deeper with math, and it's in some of the Rubik's Cube curriculum. So all the students had to do that. And I always showed them, like when I would do a design and they would make my design, when we would have it laid out, I would show them where I had my math problems on there too. And because I really wanted them to make like a real life connection between, you know, area and perimeter and figuring out the cost of things. So the Student Design Challenge, it was fun. Not everybody liked it. Like I said, that was one nice thing about it is some of my kids that were really, really good with it, it gave them the opportunity to shine. And I learned something about some of my kids because I didn't realize some of my kids that did really, really good on this. I didn't realize that that was their niche. So it kind of, you know, let me learn something new about my students. So, of course, solving the mosaics was a fun community event. I would have students that were better at solving it. And we're a library where the kids come down on their own to check out books. We don't check out books as a class. I don't check out books to them. They come check their books in and out. And so some of my kids, like if they were checking in and out and their teacher said, hey, you have 10 or 15 minutes to go down in the library. If they had time, they would sit there and try to solve one of the cubes. And to help complete our mosaic. I also had some kids that would come and just eat lunch down here in the library and work on the mosaics. Like I said, there's mosaics for every occasion. This one that they're working on right here was the Lorax, and we of course did that during Dr. Seuss's birthday month. So it was fun, and it was fun to also just see how some of my kids' mind works. This little girl is really, really good at the Rubik's cubes. And so I'm going to play this video. It's a longer video, but I'll try to fast forward it to show you how her mind just works. It was just amazing because she doesn't manipulate the whole cube and look at all the sides. She can just see things and figure out how to solve them. And she could do 10 or 15 cubes in like 30 minutes. Did you get it? You're awesome. We always would display our images. So this is one that we did for one of our teachers that became Apple Core. So I do have some big windows. So if the images are not too big, we would just set them up in the windows. I'm doing one right now that's 225 cubes. It's definitely not something we're going to be able to put in the windows, but I do have a box that we're going to put on the floor and we're going to display it inside of a box, but we're not done with it yet. So solving mosaics is fun. You can see, you know, the kids that are really, really good at it, and I don't know how they do it, but they do it and they're really good. I do have some teachers that will come down and try to solve a couple squares in the mosaic. And so it's not just something that's for the kids. I have teachers who want to do it as well. So Rubik's Cube resources. There are so many resources for the Rubik's Cube. When I bought them, they gave me the options to pick what I wanted. And I just focused on elementary stuff, but there is stuff for middle school and high school. Now, when you get your lending library, you do get a little USB drive, and on the USB drive, it has solving guides. It has the certificates for if you have students that solve them, you can give them the certificate. These books right here, come with your kit when you borrow it. So if you're interested in doing a tournament at the end of the 6 weeks to see who the fastest solvers are, you can do a Rubik's Cube tournament, and it shows you how to run the program, and it gives you the brackets and everything. Other things that are in some of the resources that Rubik's Cube has is it has a unit on ancient games and puzzles from around the world. It has all of the directions. It gives you the time needed for it. If you have the technology and you can integrate it, it gives you a lot of online resources that you can use for the kids to be successful with it. There's also some technology extensions that you can do with the different projects. So the games and puzzles, of course, because the Rubik's Cube is a puzzle, it's really cool for kids to see like some other different puzzles that are played around the world. There is one unit in the kit that allows kids to build their own 2x2 Rubik's Cube, which is really neat because it gives them the opportunity to see how the Rubik's Cube rotates around itself and the structure of how it's built. So there's also a unit researching if an animal that had hands and had an intellectual ability like we do to solve it, which animal would it be? And so the kids have to brainstorm different animals that they think could solve it. It brings up an octopus in there and talks about it. So the kids have to list different animals they think would have the ability to solve a Rubik's Cube, and then it dives them into a research unit on solving it. And it really talks a lot about, how the Rubik's Cube helps develop people's brains and how it challenges them. So it gives kids the opportunity to see the benefits of the Rubik's Cube. There are units on creating different games like tic-tac-toe with a Rubik's Cube. There are multiple math challenges in there because, like I said, you can do a lot with not just, perimeter and area, but there's surface area, there's volume. So there's a lot of limitless possibilities with Rubik's Cubes. I hope that you found this presentation helpful about the Rubik's Cube Lending Library. My students really, really enjoyed it. Don't feel like it's just for 3rd through 5th grade because my 2nd grade students really, really gravitate towards it. You can have clubs. Like I said, you can do a tournament. The cubes are not for everybody, but it's always fun to see who it's for and learn something unique about your students. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to email me, and there is my Twitter handle and the link to my presentation. I hope you have a good day, and I hope hearing about how successful some Rubik's Cube programs are in your libraries. Thank you. Bye.